snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day. A Merry Christmas Day. Oh, yeah. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as we walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Yeah, a Merry Christmas Day. Dancing around the Christmas tree, wishing all a Merry Christmas. Dancing around the Christmas tree, wishing all a Merry Christmas. Dancing around the Christmas tree, wishing all a Merry Christmas Day.
One more time. Here we go. Welcome back to the special power play show with the hockey coach guru. Coach Frenchy is directly from the chilly state because it's cold here right now. It's only 67 Fahrenheit. And we have to go, I don't know, do I go west, do I go north? I don't know. I'm going to split and I'm going to go both of them, and we'll have a both family in the house tonight. And we have Michael DeVillano and of course ENORTAP. On the flip side, of course, Michael is from Ontario, so it's not like he is lost, honestly. But what's the weather, by the way, Michael?
It's actually it's been raining today. It's pretty cold. It's like
Really?
60 or something.
And I heard like it was snowing in Toronto.
It sure is. It's snowing right now. It's -2 right now.
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
it was
Yeah.
blue sky here, but it's chilly. I went to the gym at 56 Fahrenheit this morning, so it was like, oh.
We don't want to hear that, Coach.
But it's better because I know some people they wake up and they walk outside with a jacket and all kind of stuff like that. So yes, we are December 23rd and 2021, and we have about 2 days before Christmas. And the fact what we're doing tonight, guys, we have a special show that's called a Christmas. What we do, we gave away the prison. And but we don't give anything. We give a drink for the performance of the players for the team. And also we have 5 questions At some point, we're going to ask both of them, plus the people in the chat. We're going to ask a fun question about the NHL season 2021 and 2022. That's what it's all about. We have, honestly. So that's what we're going to do all night. And Michael, also, if you have any question, you can ask us, guys. You can ask, and we're going to answer. Michael, ENORTAP, you can directly ask that question to one of the three here. That's not a problem. We're going to answer. Michael, so welcome back. By the way, Michael is back to back. So I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm good.
Awesome.
Are you Canada game?
I'm sorry again?
Well, we've got a game on right now. We got Russia, Canada.
Yeah, it was 4-0 after 20 minutes.
It's 5-3.
They come back for a 2-3 goal in the second period.
Kucharev is playing really well in the second, but it's the third now, so we'll see what happens. But
I see. So that's what happened tonight, and that's the kind of beer we're going to give away tonight, and we're going to distribute all the kind of the beer. How this work, honestly, is when we're going to make some a picture of the team, or we're going to take a picture of the players. Both of you have to distribute a beer. The one beer only is the worst. 12 is the great performance, everything like that. So you can go with 12, 10, 11, 9, 7, 6, 5. That's not a problem. You cannot keep the players no drink. You have to give him at least one drink. It's Christmas, so you have to be generous tonight. And we have a few people in the house already. It will be hard to welcome everybody at the same time, but we have Jose Duarte, we have Kelly, John Grega, we have Batman in our tap, and Michael DEVELLANO. Batman is a new subscriber to the show tonight with the Hockey Nation show, so welcome with the family. Adam Berger, the teacher, the swimmer, Joseph Laham, the new retire from Houston, Texas. And we have Dixon Automobiles directly from, Brookville, and he works at Campbell. Or in our tap, this one is very difficult to remember, but I believe I'm right about that one over there. House fan back in the house tonight, and Dan Asham directly from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm sure it's not warm over there in Winnipeg at that moment of the year, and I don't know you have a snow, by the way, but I'm sure Dan at Winnipeg, the days are short at that moment. By the way, yesterday was the shortest day about deadline, December 22nd. So that's what happened about that. So Batman is destroyed Bane. So here we go. We find a way in our tap. Who was Batman? Batman is Bane. So Bane, I believe, is in the Alberta area or BC area or that area. And the one we like, Michael, but we don't love, it's Danny. Danny is a Leaf fan, so we like him, but we don't love him. That's his friend. We love his brother, Roger, because Roger, Michael, is his Montreal Canadiens fan. So that's the trend between Danny and Roger, by the way. So what is your plan, Michael, for Christmas and for holidays?
quarantine.
Quarantine again? How many days do you have?
I don't know. I think I have to be here till Monday or Tuesday.
I see. And what about you, ENORTAP?
Oh, just the family getting together on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So doing our rounds, I guess.
The good news, Michael, you have
Michael?
the time to watching hockey.
Yeah, I'll be sitting here enjoying this.
The World Junior about that one over there. And Danny said leave all the way about that. And Dixon said Brook, Vegas. Is it a town? I thought he was joking at the beginning, Brook, Vegas. In Ontario. Is it a town in Ontario?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
there you go. And we forgot Bud the Monkey, honestly. Bud the Monkey back in the house tonight. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. And we're going to start right away. We have Adam Berger in the house. Of course, Bud get well. Is it sick, by the way, Bud the Monkey? Or is it right? Dixon, goddamn you, Danny. That's the change of everything. So how it works, we're going to start right away at the beginning. And what I'm doing is I go to the beach. I have to be honest with you. Not many. It's hard to traveling, Michael, and the families, right? My family is in Montreal, and then and my kid all around the country, so everywhere. So, so it's not easy to have all the family at that moment. So everybody is staying where they are supposed to be. And that's what happened about that. One of them. Then Canada winning 5-3 in the third period now. My parents are not yet anyway. So that's what happened. The first one I want to mention to you guys is the hockey team. So it's time to celebrate the hockey team. The first one, we're going to go with the Winnipeg Jets. The Winnipeg Jets are the first team about that. And I cannot make it there because you know what? When you have a lights, it does not work. So I have to turn off the lights of the celebration. When I get there, that'd be great about that. So, Michael, how many beer do you give to the Winnipeg Jets? They are right now on the Central Division. I think they are number 5th in the division. Or, no.
Yeah, they're just, I think they're 16th in the whole league, and they're just on the bubble there. And we know they made a coaching change, and they had a slow start. I'm kind of thinking like 7 or 8 out of 12. 7
of them, Mr. ENORTAP.
Well, right now they're on the bubble. They're in third place in the I think, are they third right now? I think they're third or
in the wild card.
Actually, they might be behind. I don't think they have a spot right
now. They're in third in the wild card. They're not
right.
In the
That's
top
right.
3, yeah. So they're behind Colorado and Edmonton. So
that's right, and it's not going to get any easier for them. That's for sure. But you know what? They do have the talent, and of course they have the goaltending. If they can tighten up defensively a little bit, they're going to be there with a lot of the other teams right down to the end. It's unfortunate though that in that conference there's going to be 1 or 2 teams that are not going to make the playoffs that are going to be excellent teams, missing out. But I'm going to give it, Coach. Let me give them an 8. 8 beers.
8 beer for the Winnipeg Jets. Michael go with 7, and I will go with 6. They cannot drink too much anyway. They are, play under at that moment. So I think I will go with 6 for them. So let's go with the Metropolitan. Is this one a little bit better? The New York Rangers for Gérard Galland. ENORTAP, you're going to start that one.
Well, I love Gallant, even though I think he's really been good for the team. They started to move in the right direction. They started off a bit slow, especially offensively. But, with Shesterkin, it's just been amazing what he's accomplished. And I just hope that, they find some time for him to, get some rest, because come playoff time, they're going to really need his great play. Offensively, they're starting to come along now. I would right now they're I don't have the standings here, but I'm pretty sure they're in a playoff spot right now.
Yeah, they are number 3.
Number 3, yeah. I would go with I'm going to give them a 9. 9 beers.
Joseph said no beer for the Rangers. He's a hockey fan and everybody in the chat, you can give us your number of the beer you want to give. That'd be awesome.
That's a good idea.
Michael?
Yeah, this is a team that's 19-7. They've only scored 86 goals. So there's like a 9, a +9 differential. Chris Kreider's having an amazing year. You got to give a lot of credit to Adam Fox for following up on what I thought it was questionable that he would have won the Vezina last year. But, he's showing he's a point-a-game defenseman. And that's put Trouba probably in the right chair, as coach would say. So, you got to give a lot of credit to Gallant. Terrible trade for Sammy Blais, moving out Buchnevich.
Sure.
He's the second leading scorer in St. Louis. So I think just because of that, I got to give them a 9. But if you look at their record, they're 12 games above 500. That's pretty incredible at this point. Only 30
That's pretty
games.
good, yeah.
You are most at that same area. I think the strength for me, Michael, you said is a great comments when you said you didn't score a lot of goals. It's because the Chesterkin changed a little bit the ranking or the records in the beginning. I think you can give him at least a 3 game he saved for them. send the like if it was just a normal game, a normal goaltender, I think they would be not at the record they have at that moment over there. Unfortunately, they cannot drink half of the beer because I have to give them 9.5, but I will go back on 9 with like everybody else. So I'm going to go with 9 also for them. So that's what happened about that. And we welcome Roger Delaney and the house, David Arthur and the house. And the Canadiens just scored, Michael, 6-3 for Winnipeg. Jose said 6, Batman said 9. Dan said 5. Adam Berger said 10 beer. And Kelly said beer only for Austin Matthews. So I can understand that one over there.
Connor Bedard in front of the net, nobody there. He's just standing there stick handling.
Really?
It was a terrible play by Russia. He's like,
we have Joseph Laham in the house tonight, so why not to go with his team? I can't wait to see him to give us how many beer he's going to give to the New Jersey Devils. Michael, you are the first one to go with the New Jersey Devils.
Give him a 6.
6 beer for the New Jersey Devils. They are the Metropolitan, and at that moment, I believe they are number 7 in that division. If I can recall it, or maybe
they're not making the playoffs.
They're 7th. They're 7th.
Yeah, they're not making the playoffs. They're not ready. I think I just have a soft spot. I like Dawson Mercer. They've gone through 6 goalies already this year, so it's been kind of insane. But Dougie Hamilton's played real well. Zaka's played real well. They were kind of at 500 for a little while, but they're going to struggle. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to give him 5 beer because, the contract for me. The problem is the contract for, they gave Hughes $8 million, so that seems crazy. He's played like 5 or 6 games, and then they gave Hischier a big contract a couple years ago, and that's looking rough because he can't play a full year ever. So I don't know, but I do like some of the stuff that's going on. I'm excited to see Muka Medulin come along. So, yeah, I think maybe 5 is fair for them.
5 for the Devils. Mike, Mr. Enotap.
I'm gonna go with a 4. I'll tell you why. I agree with you, Michael. I think they do have some very good pieces moving forward, some good prospects, but we still see some bad contracts, as you mentioned, that are still they're gonna have to clear ways with that. Number 2, I wasn't expecting a heck of a lot, but I was expecting a little bit more. I mean, when I look at the standings and see Philadelphia ahead of them, I'm going, it doesn't look good.
I don't get.
They gotta, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go with a 4 for them. They really, I don't think Jack Hughes has really stepped up much. I agree that with their goaltending situation, it's been a bit unfortunate that they've had. To go through 4 different goalies, but defensively they're not really. I don't know. I'm surprised because I kind of take a different stance, Michael. I'm looking at Hamilton, and given his contract, and I think what the expectations were going in. I mean, he's not having a bad year, but by those standards, I don't think he's really met that contract yet.
I don't know. He's got 17 points in 27 games. So, I mean, he's on pace for what he normally gets. He's going to get 15 goals from the looks of it. He'll get 55 points. The minus sucks, but I mean, they've been playing with their 4th and 5th goalie a lot. Like, they've had a guy named Akira Schmid in for 3 games. And John Gillies, who thought this guy was going to get an NHL game ever? They're very different when they have Bernier in or they have Blackwood in. But yeah, it's definitely a bit of a disappointing season for them. You got to give credit. Casper Bratt's having a good year, guys. 24 points in 28 games.
Yeah,
he may be the best player for them overall. With Dawson Mercer, he's looking good over there. They are a little bit he has some players flourish over there. But I think Mercer, Bratt together does very well. Dice may have a difficult year. They miss a couple of people for many games, like Ryan Graves. Did not play a lot of games this season. I think he's one of the best top 3 defensemen over there. Hamilton is okay. He's not great, but You know what I mean? Like he's going to get his double-digit goal for sure. About that, the injury hurt the goaltender. Honestly, the slum make me to give them only 3 beer for them. Unfortunately, they don't deserve more at that moment because they are. If they was going to change the last they lost the last 6, I believe they are only 1-8-1 the last 10 game. So they show up at the Christmas with they cannot drink too much. They have to be ready for the December the 27th. So they cannot stop at the beer too many times. So only 3 beer for them about that. And we have a few people join us. We invite them to also to click on the likes if you don't mind. And what is the beer? So the 1 beer only. It's only it's the worst. When you give them max to 12, that's the best beer they can get. And, more you drop the beer, but less they are good. So that's the reason we do that. That was a question from Andy Kuivula is in the house tonight, everybody. So that's great to see that. And then the next one, we're going to go there. It's, of course, I can't wait for that one. We have to start with him because we know.
I mean, I don't want them drinking at all, but unless it's Stanley Cup champagne. You've got to give a lot of credit to the progress they have made. They're above 500. They're in contention for a wild card spot. They've improved at every single position. Their 2 latest big draft picks look like absolute steals. They've got probably right now, that looks like the best player in the Alexis Lafreniere draft is Lucas Raymond. And Seider is looking like he's going to be a number 1 for the next 15 years. They arguably have the best 2 rookies in the NHL right now for Vezina, or not Vezina, the Calder Trophy. Greiss has been a bit of a disappointment. He's like in the 3s, but Nedeljkovic, that's been a good signing. Leddy's been a good. I got to give credit to them. I'm going to give them 8 beer.
8 beer for the Detroit Red Wings. Michael, Mr. NHL Hockey Report, is on the house from Connecticut. Long time we did not see NHL and Michael DeVellano together. Andy Koivula gave 6 beers. So what about you, Mr. ENORTAP?
Well, I agree with Michael's assessment. I think if there's a team in the league that's kind of done things right over the last couple of years and going forward, it's Detroit. Not only do they have, I would say, 2 for sure, maybe even if you include goaltending, they have 3 candidates for that Calder Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
It's spectacular. Yeah, and they're in their system, they're still loaded. They have some good kids that are going to be coming up over the next year or 2. So it's good to see
Edmonton and Costa, right? Like,
yeah, I know. How can you argue with that? And the nice thing is, we've seen a bit of a bit of a change in Larkin as well. He's had to be a little bit more responsible this year. He's still not where I think he can be, but it's good that he's moving in the forward direction. It's their defense is looking solid, like for future moving in. I personally love Seider. This guy's got the skills. He's got the size. He can play any way you want to play with him. So I'm going to go with 8 as well. I think that they're moving definitely in the right direction, and kudos to Yzerman for what he's accomplished so far.
Yeah, both of you said great words about the team, honestly, and I'm all agree. I think one player we did not talk because he's not played yet, and when he will show up, he will make another boost that team. Remember, Michael, he scored 4 goals last season. Remember when we did the show the next day? It was 4 goals, and he had like something like 9 goals, 11 game or something. Like he was like on a crazy run last season. Vrenak is going to make people around him better, like right now Raymond does to Larkin. So imagine with him in the lineup and keep that lineup you have right now. Change a couple of pieces of puzzle, but add Edvinson. For next season, he's going to be the top 4 right away on the defensive side over there. The goaltender overall is pretty good. Again, I agree with both of you. 8 beers is really the right number at that moment. And whatever they will be lower, I'm still going to give at least a 6 beer minimum. If there was like a below 500 because they play better, well, we all expectation for what everybody expect from them. That team is just, is going to be a great team the next 4 years in that league with all the rookie they have, the prospect they are coming, and they are going to have another great pick, Michael, this year.
Actually, and they'll have an okay pick. Two guys to keep an eye on. Jonathan Bergeron is doing very well in the AHL. After he adjusted, he's like about a point a game the last 12 games. Elmer Soderblom is 6'8" with skill. How does that work?
Huge.
And
huge.
He's a monster, and he can score. He's got like 10 or 11 goals in the Swedish league. So that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on, because those are like, they're at the point where they're at that tipping point. If they get a couple of those pieces, they could suddenly be real good for a long time.
I'm sorry I cut your face, Michael. We have a question for NHL about Scout. I don't know if you can see it in the chat.
Yeah, sure. For sure. I mean, it's one of those things where it just might be who you know, right? I've got friends that are moving into different roles in the NHL, and that really helps because people start to know you from work you've done with them or around them. I'm sure at some point our GM and coach will be in the AHL and the NHL, and it's just time, I think. It's just
I agree with
eventually,
you.
I'm pretty sure it'll happen at some point.
Yep.
Good luck.
Nicolas de Gauby, si on a fait une émission, Nicolas, ça va être environ entre 8h et 9h demain soir. Donc, ça va être comme ça. Next team, guys, is Pittsburgh Penguins. With that team is on the Metropolitan Division, where the last 10 game, they're on the streak. We're now 7, I believe, right now. And they are from now team number 4. If I can recall it, I had on that thing. I'll go in my head right now.
Yeah, they're number 1 in the wild card, so they're just ahead of Detroit. But they have a .650 winning percentage, Pierre. And the number that really stands out, you talk about Shesterkin. New York Rangers have allowed 77 goals. These guys have allowed 76.
That's amazing.
Well,
Jari's had a great year.
Miss Crosby. They have nobody. Like, what do they got? Yeah. Gensel's been out. The guy that's had an amazing year is Tristan Jarry. I mean, he's a 1.93 goals against average, Pierre, I think.
1.93 maybe.
So he's really, I mean, he had a rough time when he took over the mantle last year as the undisputed number 1, and then he kind of straightened it out. But he's shown what type of goalie I always thought he was. He's definitely an elite type goalie. Plus, they play a great system. I got to give them a 10. I mean, I don't think anybody thought they'd be in this position. A .650 winning percentage, missing their 2-star players, missing 3-star players. And on defense, like, you look at that D and you're like, this looks like on paper junk. But they're not. They're one of the top defensive teams in the league. It's kind of impressive.
I think it's more a reflection of the team defense buying in. It's not just 100%. The defenseman, but yeah, for sure.
ENORTAP?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I keep looking at Pittsburgh and going, okay, maybe this is the week that they start to sink a little bit, but they don't. They hang in there. And look, when you have great goaltending, and Jarry's been giving them that so far this year, it's going to carry you, and it's going to carry you far. And like, we're seeing Crosby slowly getting back into it. Like, think of the players that have been going through the carousel of injury or COVID right now. Like, Gunsel was very hot, and he's out. Rodriguez has been really picking it up lately, and you don't have Malkin, as you said, Michael.
Yeah,
imagine when they get him back.
Like, think about that. Evan Rodriguez was traded to Toronto and given back.
That's right.
Like, please take Evan.
Now we don't need him.
23 points. He's got as many points in 30 games, I think, more than he had last year as a whole season. So,
that's right.
It's pretty impressive.
That's right.
You got to give a lot of credit to the coach.
Yeah, Sullivan's done a great job with them, and
amazing.
And the entire team has bought into it for sure. I'd right now, I think they have the first wild card, right? And Detroit has the second, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't see anybody in Pittsburgh's division below them catching them, to be honest with you. So it's a matter of whether we're going to get four teams and four teams in the two divisions, or like whether they make the playoffs or not. But I'm going to go with the nine for them.
9 time for you. I don't know. Nobody talk about Gwenzel. I'm sorry. I follow what's going on in the chat. I follow you guys. But anybody talk about Jack Gwenzel?
Yeah, I just
Jake Gensel. We're saying he's a leading scorer, like point a game, and then ENORTAP was saying.
So you have the forward Gwenzel, guys. You have also Jerry make a big difference over there, right? And they have defensemen. They are underrated. They have a bad year last season, like. You talk about Patterson, you talk about Marino. They did not do well last season over there, but they pick up the game this year better. Letang continues to play 25 minutes. Michael is 37, 36 years old. So he kept over there. We have Dumoulin over there. They have Patterson over there. Marino is over there. He's a big guy. They are not small players over there. For those that
terrible, Pierre.
Yeah.
On paper, you would go, this is gross.
Yeah.
Like you've got Chris Letang, Mike Matheson, John Marino is a -2 still this year. You drop down to Peterson, who's serviceable, and Brian Dumoulin. You're like, there's not a number 2 in the bunch.
Yep.
There might not be a number 3.
Well, the difference right now, Michael, is Jerry.
Right. And last year struggled.
And the system.
So I give them 9 beer. Well done for the Pittsburgh, because they are not yet on the 1, 2, and 3, right? So the wild card. So I give them a 9 for what they accomplished with Sullivan and everything like that. 2 questions, and the same question, Michael, about Rust for a new contract. How much you would give him?
$5. I don't know. He's not really having a great time though, right? I mean, I don't think you can overpay for him at this point. So I mean, he's got 9 points in 12 games. So that makes it a little tricky. I guess you got to see. He's been obviously a big point producer for them in the last. He had 22 goals last year, 27 the year before. You would normally think he's going to get 6 or something. I would think normally that's what he would get.
Awesome. Looking good for me. The next team, the Vancouver Canucks, where they have almost like, 2 seasons and 1 at that moment. So, ENORTAP.
Well, I mean, you could take Vancouver and dissect them according to pre and post Boudreau, right? If you're looking at pre-Boudreau, you had a lot of offensive guns that were underperforming, starting with Brock Besser, Pedersen, Horvat to a certain degree as well. The only guy that was really scoring was Miller, right? So it's
JT Miller,
yeah. Goaltending's really what's kept them anywhere near a semblance of sniffing at a playoff spot. I think Demko has been playing extremely well. I like the fact I think it took them too long, but I like the fact that they brought in Boudreau. He's definitely a player's coach. He tries to really induct a good mindset with them. I like what he did at the beginning, where he took each and every player and spoke to them individually and sort of said, look, I'm not looking for you to do anything that's outside your realm. I just want you to do what you can do, and that will be enough. And so far, I know it's a small sample set, but he's accomplished what he set out to accomplish. I'm going to go with if you mix the 2 parts, I would say right now they're at about, maybe I'm going to give them a 6, because I think there's more promise, more of a roof for them.
Are they on a 5 or a 6 game winning streak, Pierre?
6.
Yep.
6 games. So I think on paper, I just, you got to split it up into 2. You go, Jim Benning did his job, except he wouldn't replace the coach when he should have, which should have been, after last year, because they really underachieved after having a great playoff run. He made moves this year, including they signed Pedersen, but there's just, it was obvious they weren't getting what they needed. So instead of saving the team and his own job because he's made all the right moves on paper. He keeps the coach. And if he just got rid of the coach, this would be still Jim Benning's job, in my opinion. So there's something up with that. So you got to give him, I don't know, it's so weird because they're not going to have to make any moves on paper. They won't have to move a single player, and that's a playoff team. So it's just really weird. I got to give them a 6 right now. I don't see, when you compare that team to teams in the top 3, you're like, they should be able to compete. And there's weird stuff. I told you this before the season, Pierre. There were rumblings that I kept hearing from the scouts about that the players don't like Patterson. They didn't want them to sign him to a big contract. So that was really weird. So I don't know what that's all about, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. And you saw, like, he was getting benched. Like, you're Travis Green, you're playing him 12 minutes a game. This is your best player, right? Like, now JT Miller is arguably the leader. By the way, Michkov scored, so the game ends 6-4. Michkov 2 goals and an assist tonight, guys.
Nice.
We're witnessing a superstar, man.
For me, Vancouver is like they did 1 year too late. A little bit like Winnipeg with Paul Maurice. I think they should fire last season, both of them. I think, you know what I mean, it is what it is, but honestly, you can see the change over there. They are coming close to maybe to be in the playoff every time that. But you still have a couple of people like, you know, players like Peterson have to step up. He score. That's a little bit, see that over there. I still gave them only 5. That's the max. I would maybe go at 4 because the expectation was with all the trade they make or the change, 17 change on off season. You know, they have a lot of great. If you look the lineup, you look the bottom, everything, they are great over there. It's not a bad team. Demko make a big impact on that team also. A little bit light on the defensive side where they maybe need some couple of puzzle over there, but overall 5. But it's not like you know, a Corona. It's more like a light Budweiser at that moment. I don't give him more at this. Honestly, I could give them 4, but 5 will be generous tonight, Christmas time. So I will give you that. Yeah, but the monkey ask you in our tap or maybe.
Here, listen to the lineup in Vancouver. Horvat, Miller, and Peterson, they're number 1, 2, and 3 centermen. On the right side, Höglander, Besser, and Garland. You know, on the left side, Dickinson, Pearson, Podkolzin. Like, tell me a team that has that. And then their fourth line are all big and can play.
And you're missing right now, Michael, and your lineup, you don't have Brendan Sutter on the bottom.
Yeah.
As a 4th center, like, you know what I mean? Face off, everything on that. He's really he's very good about that one. I'm not saying like a top 9, but at the bottom, I think he's a great center.
And then, you know, if you look on D when they're healthy, they got Poolmans in there, Harmonics in there. I didn't even mention Tyler Mote. You know, Tyler Mote's in that mix on the forward lines. And then you got like Hughes, Myers, OEL, like Burroughs is a good defenseman. This team on paper should be in the playoffs. And I think Boudreau knows that. And he'll give them a confidence to get up there. But I think they're gonna have a tough time getting in. I mean,
do you guys think Miller finishes the year in Vancouver?
Yes.
I think they'll sign him. He's there. I think, honestly, like he's the leader of that team. When you listen to them, he wants to win. Like he's got like a competitive streak and he's got the talent. And he really blossomed. I think they didn't appreciate him in New York, and they really appreciate him in Vancouver. I think they sign him and keep him.
I agree with that part over there. I don't know how much it would cost them, 6.5, but I think they should do that. He's a little bit older for everybody, like compared to Horvat or Bowser, everything like that. So I think he's fit right now. One thing Boudreau did very well when he showed up in Vancouver, he sit with Bowser and he asked him, hey, would you like to play on PK? And one of your top players in any team, you want to play on special team. You want to have to be on the ice a lot. And that's the reason why he changed, because now he have confidence from the coach. He give him more ice time, every time that. And you get the result about this. The little details sometimes make something change And you don't take a change the system from A to Z. It's just a little thing like that, motivate the players, challenge the players a little bit more. That's make a big change over there. So for me, I have to give him credit. My only point for the Vancouver finish this way, the defensemen. They need to get better on that side. But overall, this team is pretty good. Michael, if you're Pittsburgh, would you prefer sign Letang or Malkin?
You have to choose? Why would you not sign both of them? They don't have anything on that team. Malkin and Letang should retire Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
I think Malkin realistically would be a great target for Florida, as we've talked before. Although they're super deep, so maybe that doesn't happen. But really, he's taken without Malkin, you don't win any cup. Period. He's so underrated. I've always felt like people talk about Ovechkin and Crosby for their era being the best players, and I'm always like, are you looking at this other guy? Like, what are we missing here? I would rather have him than both those guys. When he's healthy, he was the best in that 10-year period. And I just think he's so underrated. And then, you look at Letang, he's 35, 36, and he's playing 22 minutes a game and he's got 20 points. So I don't know. I don't understand why you would not keep both of them and have them retire Penguins.
I believe me, they will ask them, would you like to stay here? How much do you want?
Yeah.
And after that, they will, if it's don't sign them because them does not want to play there for any reason. Like Malcolm want maybe play in Florida because his family and all is everything like that. But I think if I have a choice at the gym, I'd keep Letang. The reason why, nobody can carry on the puck and control the puck, play 25 minutes. As a team, as a GM management, I need to go with Letang, and because I have no choice, you cannot find Letang anywhere.
No defenseman on that team.
You know what I mean?
Look at his time on ice. He logs a lot of time.
Yep,
and
I agree with you.
I think they overestimated the emergence of Marino a little bit too much at the beginning, and it just hasn't happened. Maybe it will moving forward. I don't know. From what I've seen, there's definite gaps in his game. So I would agree. I would keep both guys if I had the choice.
I agree with you about that one. Canada just signed a 1 tonight, 6-4. Again, Richard is confirmed. And we want to welcome back Mr. Richard Mullen. Welcome back. And last question before we go to the next team. Is Patrick Bergeron is a Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
100%.
Without a question.
And the Koivulo left and some weak goal tonight. And then we have to go to the next team, guys, the St. Louis Blues.
Man, I mean, I don't know if you want to go first, ENORTAP.
Well,
it's up to you.
St. Louis, again, here's another team that has been decimated with players out of the lineup. Even O'Reilly at one point was out for about 3 or 4 games. Like, these guys just find a way to win. Like, especially in the last couple of weeks, there were opportunities for them to lose games, but they're solid all the way through. I like the emergence. I thought Tarasenko would be more of a distraction since they didn't get rid of him over the summer, but he's come on strongly. Like they've had great contributions from, I would say, all 3 of their top lines there. It's not just the top 2 lines, but all 3. Robert Thomas has really shown an upside, and I think he'll continue to grow. Help me out. Who am I missing here?
Barbashev.
I think you have 2 you have the line Tarasenko, Thomas, and Buchnevich.
Buchnevich has been a great addition from the Rangers. And what did they get him for?
Nothing, like a bag of pucks. Like no,
exactly. Yeah, and he, and there's still ways for him to improve his game. So I like them. I think they'll definitely be in the playoffs. There'll be trouble for Don't go the way Bennington goes. Is my take on that. I would give them. I'm going to go with 9.
Michael?
Well, they are currently, I believe, in a playoff spot, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
they're
right
third
now,
in their division.
They are third with
they're 17 and 9
Nashville.
guys. They're 17 and 9. They have 106 goals for and 85 against. Charlie Lindgren is 5-0 and a 1.6 goals against average, something like that. Buchnevich, point a game, arguably their best player. It's resurrected Tarasenko and completely shut down that entire conversation of him wanting to move. Ivan Barbashev has 25 points and 11 goals in 31 games. Jordan Kyrou has not scored he scored 2 points in the last 5 games. He still has 25 points in 27 games. And then you talk about Robert Thomas, 22 points in 24 games. And those guys, along with Perron, are all ahead of Ryan O'Reilly right now.
Yeah.
Like the depth of scoring, plus 11 goals for Brandon Saad.
You don't talk about
You
Brendan
don't-
Shine. You don't talk too much about Ryan O'Reilly.
Braden
That's
Shane, Braden Shen is like he's missed a bunch of games, but Ryan's only got 18 points in 27 games because he's missed a little time. And then you got Shen like way down on that list, right? So overall, you go so many smart moves. Everything's worked out. Great coaching, great defense, and the goal. Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie Lindgren, 1.22 goals against average and a 958 save percentage. I think you got to give these guys a 10.
Which one you said? Which one? The last one?
Charlie Lindgren, the former Montreal Canadiens backup, like fourth goalie, who was pissed because Montreal wouldn't even give him a sniff. He's 5-0, 1.22, and a 958 save percentage.
But Monkey said, don't forget Sad
Well, that's what I said.
we did.
Saad's got 11 goals.
and one goaltender. Because I ask you the question because you did not talk about Uso.
Husso was
Uso's been
kept
all
them in
right
as
too,
well.
like 927, but like really, it's this is a team that we don't even think about, and yet they're third, and they have 17 wins and 9 losses. This is a tough team.
Don't forget that Perron has been injured too through all of this.
Yeah, Perron's been hurt.
So how many beer?
10.
10 beer.
You know what?
I vote
I'm
for
gonna go
10
to 10.
also. Lucky, welcome aboard. Salut mon homme, merci d'être ici. Lucky. We go with 10 beer for the St. Louis Blues. And we have also the Dallas Star.
Wow.
Who's coaching the Dallas Stars?
It is a team of inconsistency, aren't they?
Who's the coach? I don't even know the coach
Like-
is.
You know what?
Do they even know the coach?
I look at them, and if that first line is going, this is a dangerous team because they do have their second and third line can contribute with the scoring as well. Defensively, Klingberg's been okay. Heiskanen has been very good. I think maybe they have their goaltending situation resolved now, like with Bishop retiring and they waived.
You'd open your mind.
Right. So, you know what? This team has to be more consistent. Is the bottom line for me. If they are. And I think offensively they can compete with anybody. Defensively, they're middle of the pack. I'm not.
Which
a
makes
big
no
fan of-
sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like defensively, ENORTAP, it makes no sense. If you look at what's on that D, you've got Heiskanen, Klingberg, Lindell,
That's right.
Suter, and then after that you've got like
Hakanpää.
very serviceable. What's the other guy? Yeah, Hakanpää. That's the big Finnish guy, and then Andre Sekera. So they have
Right.
no excuses on personnel on D. On like who has more depth at center than Dallas in the NHL?
I know.
And Rupi Hintz had a slow start, and he's crushing it now. So
And
it doesn't make
Robertson, too.
sense. Robertson's back
as
from
well.
injury, and he's over a point a game. He's showing that's not a mistake. And you
Yeah.
get good contributions from like Sagan. Has got 8 goals in 29 games. It's not the end of the world. Radulov's been terrible, right? 1 goal and minus 14. That's a problem. Gurionov is definitely underachieved. Fax is
Yeah.
underachieved.
They have a good
But,
forward. That's it. Like really
It
good.
doesn't make sense though. Like they should be so much better on paper. To me, like is Rick Bowness still the coach there?
Yes.
Yeah. At least on paper.
Why?
Because he's figured it out, apparently.
He's figured out nothing.
Why they
He
were
missed
losing.
the playoffs after going deep in the playoffs. What he's figured out is somehow to keep his job. I don't get it.
Yeah, he sent Stevens up to the press box. Yeah.
So how many beer?
I'm gonna give them
6.
how much? 6? I'm gonna go with 7.
Because this team is they're 4 spaces back from the wild card spot.
Yeah. In a tough division.
And why though? It makes no sense on paper.
How many enough time?
I'm gonna say 7. I mean, it's gonna be tough for them to get into a playoff spot. Like you just look at their division alone. They have Minnesota. They got right now Nashville, St. Louis, Colorado, Winnipeg. I could see them staying ahead of Chicago and Arizona, but that's I don't know. They're gonna have to play a lot better. I think they need a greater contribution from Ben and Sagan and Radulov. Those guys have been quaff. Yeah.
Radulov's been horrible. Minus 14 and 1 goal.
Absolutely. And if they can get those 3 guys going, they'll be okay. They'll try to compete for that wild card, but otherwise I don't see it.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Alan Bianco. I go with only 4 beer for me. They don't deserve more. The inconsistency pisses me off every time. I pick them to win, they lose. I don't take them, they win. You don't know they win 4 games. That's another reason I gave them 4 guys, because they are 2 teams. They play well at home. Nobody can beat them at home. And on the road, they don't show up. So it's like they are scared with what's going on when you're on the road. Or is it off coaching? Rick Bowness is get out coaching when he's on the road. It's not make sense to me. For me, I have to give them only 4. With the lineup they have, the contract they give, Eskinen should play 25, 27 minutes, Michael. Glenberg should be. Glenberg, I have only 1 goal.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, without looking, the save percentages of Ottinger and Holtby are? Because they're identical. Given how bad that team is, what do you think it is?
I would be 97.
922.
922, yeah.
How does that make any sense? That should be a playoff team.
Both goalies have that.
Both are 922 and 224 and 244 in goals against.
Holtby have a good year this year. Like we don't expect him to play that level.
Right. So there's nothing on paper that says this team is 5th in the wild card. LA is ahead of them.
If they continue being as inconsistent as they are, they're going to do the one thing that they're going to do the one thing that they shouldn't, and that's keep Bowness.
They should.
That's
they should
what
fire
they need.
Bowness immediately, because he did this last year.
Yeah,
they had a run to the cup that nobody expected, and they missed the playoffs last year.
Right, and we gave him a mulligan because it was COVID.
We gave him a mulligan already.
But yeah.
Next team, hopefully Danny, Kelly, Jose going to talk. The Toronto Maple Leafs.
These guys, in a pleasant way, they've surprised me in that offensively, I expected them to do what they're doing. As a matter of fact, their expected goals is high. It's up there, which was always a good sign, even when they weren't scoring as much from Marner and Matthews at the beginning of the season, but they've sort of corrected that, especially Matthews. The problem with me was always their defense. Can they hold up? And I still, even though they've played much, much better, and if you look at, goal differential, you look at what they've done defensively, it's been good. Like I see Muzzin's lost a little bit of a step, and Hall has not worked out to be what they thought he would be. So I think at trade deadline time, they're going to have to address, probably bringing in a half decent 3-4 kind of defenseman to fill that gap going into the playoffs. But I would give him right now I'd give him about 10.
They're a weird team. I think I've been really critical of them because people are like they're gonna win the cup, and they do this Netflix series. We're gonna go all the way. It's like you can't get out of the first round. So I've been really critical because of that. The reality is they're getting consistent offensive production from their top guys like they should. They get chipped in from other guys, but not. I think the Bunting trade has worked out very well, which is what I or the signing, and I think that was a real miss by Arizona. He's showing that he can play top six with better players, and he's very effective. Case has talent, and so he's fit in. So those are cheap additions that have worked out. David Kampf has worked out. Jake Muzzin hasn't been able to skate for 7 years. But you don't worry about that with Jake Muzzin. I think Morgan Riley's quietly having an amazing year, by the way, like 26 points in 30 games for him. So he's really returned to that level. I think
ever since he signed the contract, right?
Yeah, right. He signs a contract and he's showing he's worth it. But to your point, there is quite a big drop off, right? Like TJ Brody, Muzzin, Hall, Sandin is good, but is he a top 2? I don't think he's there. He's more like a 3-4. So I think you're probably right. Like the place that you would try to improve is to fill a number 2 spot somehow. But the guy you got to really talk about is Jack Campbell. I mean, I thought this was not going to work. I'm like, wow, you really missed the boat here. You let Freddie Anderson go. You signed your backup, a 1.94 goals against average and 937 save percentage. He's got 3 shutouts. I mean, he's having a close to Vezina type year. So I think you really got to sadly give this team a 10 out of 12, like maybe 11, because they have 20 wins and I think 8 losses. Like they're killing it.
We welcome Mr. Luke back in the house. Merry Christmas, Mr. Luke. Jim Neal is a GM for the Dallas. I'll try to answer some people. And I will go with 11. If we give 10 to Rangers, I think that team is a bit better for the Rangers. So 11 for me for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to shifting with the players, guys, because we have to go through 5 questions after that. But some team we did not mention, guys, you have to tell us, because we'll be like 32 team. We don't want to go 32 team, but I know one team is the Panthers. So the next one, it will be the Panthers before we go to the next one. What about the Panthers from you?
This is, again, a tale of 2 seasons. They totally should not have listened to the players, and they shouldn't have put an assistant coach in as the head coach. They made a huge mistake doing that. They are realizing that Joel Quenneville was what he is. I got to give them a 9. They're obviously having a good record on paper, but 3 losses in a row. They're a 500 team with Andrew Brunette. I don't know how they're going to turn that around. I think they're just going to keep sliding.
ENORTAP.
Michael, I think you hit the nail on the head about the coaching. I think that this is the kind of team that needs an experienced veteran coach that's been there before and can make instantaneous changes on the go, right? And there were a couple of coaches out there, and there still are a couple that would suit them better. That's number one. Number 2, I'm gonna sort of overlook the fact that recently they haven't been doing so well. But the one thing I can't overlook is the fact that their road record is a bit of a problematic. Like at home, they're invincible, but on the road, they haven't been converting nearly with the same fluency as they have had, which basically means to me it goes back to coaching. I think they're being out coached.
Absolutely.
Does that make any sense? Like on the road,
Totally.
because the home coach gets that last change, and
Last
therefore,
change.
yeah, it makes the proper
100%.
adjustments. So, like, I'll sort of give them a bit of a mulligan because I know they've had like 3 or 4 of their starting defensemen out of the lineup recently. So it's hard to play under those circumstances, and
True.
nobody really anticipated Spencer Knight not to be at this level right now. So Bobrovsky's held him in, but they're going to have to look closely at that as well. I'm going to give him a 10.
It's funny, but Bada Monkey, who would be a good replacement. Bada Monkey said, can we talk about the Panthers? I said, no problem. We put the Panthers. Now he don't give us any beer. He don't want to give a beer to the Panthers. But you're absolutely right. I'll be honest with you. The only reason I would say 9 to them is because Michael said slump 3 game. But go back all the way the last 15 game, 10, 12 game. They play almost like 540, 5-4-20. So they not play enough to get them a 10 at that moment. Maybe 1 month ago, that would be maybe 10, 11 to be honest with you. But since that, I cannot go over 9, over 10. If I give 10 to the Rangers, I have to go with 9 for the Panthers at that moment. You have a lot of questions. We have to be sure what Bobrovsky can do anymore. What the goaltender can do. The power play does not work. You have a couple injuries over there, and the defense is not great like we did expect. Mackenzie Wegar struggled a little bit. Forsling, since his injury, does not be the Forsling we did. They don't have a defenseman number 3rd on the left D. They struggle at that moment over there. Kudas, Montour, not too bad. We already know the forward. But for me right now, I have to go with 9 for that team.
There's one man that can save this team. His name is Mike Babcock. I don't think there's a better coach team fit in the NHL right now than Mike Babcock for Florida.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
Yep. I think at that moment, the only one possible I would say to you, Michael, is maybe Rick Tocchet.
I don't see Rick Tocchet taking this team over the hump.
Now, I have to correct myself there.
Yeah.
That maybe the Panthers are maybe not the kind of type of what Rick Tocchet coach possible there. Rick Tocchet would be better with the Flyers example. Right. With a blue collar team, I think Tocchet will respond more after you go with talent wise like that. And I think Mike Babcock is really the one. It can carry on that team over there. Mike
Babcock is going to do what Quenneville does. He's going to look at all the pieces on the chessboard. He's going to push buttons, and he's going to put guys in and out as he needs to win every small battle during the game, and nobody's going to outcoach him anywhere. And that's what the team needs because they're built for that. They were built because Joel Quenneville had so much input.
We're going to go fire up right now. 3 teams back to back. Then we have 5 questions to go. So you have about 30 seconds each about Edmonton ENORTAP.
9.
I gotta give them a 9. That makes sense.
Yeah, offensively they're talented, but it's the same old with them, right? It's goaltending, even defense to a certain degree. I know they have a couple of nice players there on defense, but overall, they need more.
They're 18-11. They're on the bubble in the wild card in a real tough division. And if they had a goalie, they'd be number 1.
Probably.
So I got to give them a 9. It's a huge oversight that anybody, could figure out.
Everybody said 8, most of them, honestly. I think I will go with 8. That's my number about that one over there. That's what be about that one there. Roger said Baca did not do great in Toronto. I was telling you, Roger, I don't want to defend Michael Baca, but when he was there, the team was very young, and he take time about that one over there. So for me, if they would give them 1 more year, or 18 month, you're going to see maybe go through. I'll be honest with you, if Baca was behind the bench last season, they beat the Montreal Canadiens, the first one pick.
Yeah.
Listen, Mike Babcock didn't want to run it like a country club. He wasn't. If Lou Lamoriello was there, Mike Babcock, that would have been a different outcome. And if you go back to the second year that Mike Babcock was there, and as young as they were, and they had pieces that were just literally pieces, and they were like a 9,500 point team, and in the playoffs, you're like, they were a year and a half ahead of schedule, maybe 2. And it wasn't until they pulled the typical Toronto political hit job that guy's run out of town for some nonsense. That's a basic little minor thing that was blown up by Steve Simmons as usual, so that they could slide in Sheldon Keefe. And Sheldon Keefe, you want to talk about getting out coached? As he's having success this year because of Jack Campbell, he'll get out coached in the playoffs against a better coach, just like last year and the year before.
I agree with you about that one there. Colorado Avalanche, Michael, 1 minute max.
9.
9 for the Colorado. ENORTAP.
9 with an arrow going up, rising.
Andy said 9. 1 beer for Crumper.
Yep.
Steve.
Crumper's good.
I think you're right. You nailed it, both of you, at 9. I think that's right. We think they should be at 10, maybe 11, honestly, right? But they are not there yet. So we cannot look at the future. But I think right now they are really at 9 at that moment. I think you're absolutely right, both of you, about that. If you guys want to get other team, we did not mention your team, guys. Let us know. We're going to mention your team. That's not a problem. We're going to get quickly right now. I agree with you with 9. Jose said 9. Now, 5 questions, guys, very quick. And the people in the chat, you can answer that about that one over there. The first question, Michael, if it's Christmas time, it's time to give you some jersey to you people. Or maybe you would like to get a jersey. But the jersey you want to get, it's 1 to 3 jersey, and you would like to get the jersey with a number and a name in the back. So it's not like the best jersey looking, like Chicago example, right? But you would like to get a jersey with the best number in the back, and any team in NHL, I give you 3 jersey. We can give to you which one is going to be. You can set also the the dark or the white one. Not a problem. In our tab, you can do the same thing. And the people in the chat, please let us know. We're going to put your name in the chat.
Oh my God! You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Sure.
The red jersey for Fedorov, 91 for the Detroit Red Wings. The red jersey for Datsuk, 13 on the Red Wings. I mean, I'm really tempted to get. I don't know if there's anybody in Chicago that I would want their jersey. I just like the Chicago jersey, but yeah. I mean, I could. I don't even want to wear his jersey. Geez, I got to go with McDavid, I guess. But what I want for McDavid is I want not the Oilers one, but the North American one. Do you remember when they had the World Cup and they had the Young Guns? So I want the McDavid North American 97, the black.
Wow.
He makes
The
sense.
black one.
In our tap.
I'm gonna go a little bit old school here. I'm gonna go Chicago 9 for Hall. Montreal 23, Bob Gainey. And Lemieux. How can I not go with Lemieux? Pittsburgh.
You please say Mario Lemieux, not Claude.
Yeah, of course.
Pittsburgh,
But hang
okay.
on a sec, Mike. This is Michael. This is for you, just for a second.
Adam said, in our tap for Petrie. Luc Lafortune said, I love it.
Is this the jersey
There
you're talking about?
Oh, that's so cool.
Guess what's on the back?
Oh, wow.
Carey Price. That's very cool. Those were great jerseys.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
those are amazing.
I love it.
So who was
that's
your
my
third
3
jersey,
choices.
by the way, in our tap? Gainey, All?
Mario Lemieux.
Are you Lemieux?
Which one?
The home. I love the home
The
one.
black or the white?
The white.
The white.
I'm thinking old school because they used to wear the white jerseys for home at one point, and now they wear
Yeah,
their darker jerseys for home games.
That's
How about
awesome.
you,
I
Coach?
like the Bobby Hull one. What about you, Pierre?
If I was to pick really four, I would be, and I'm surprised because, I have to go with Lafleur. Number 10,
Yes.
but the blue jersey, the retro jersey, they call it, right? The blue one, navy, whatever they call it. So I think that would be that one over there to beat his friends about that. The white, I don't like it. The red is really the good one over there. So if I go with red Montreal, I cannot go with Chicago with the red one. So I cannot go that one over there. So I'm going to go, honestly, I have surprised everybody right now. I really like the Buffalo Sabre, number 11, Gilbert Perrault.
Yeah, Burrow, yeah.
So it would be
You know what?
the one over
the only one I
there.
would
The
switch
old
out.
Sabres.
That would be the one over there.
I have one that I would actually get now that I think about it, would be Peter Stastny of the Quebec Nordique in the blue.
That would be
Oh,
that
yeah.
one over there. So I take care about
Nordique.
the Nordic or the Hartford, what you talking, Michael, earlier. But another jersey I will go me is the Vancouver Canucks with Pavel Bure. But not the one they wear like the black one and the orange, but the blue, I don't know, it's a blue sky. Well, I don't know the color. It was the original one a long time ago. The Canucks
Those
over
are
there.
cool.
Yep. So it would be that one over there. So a lot of people that participate on that one, guys, about that one over there, and they have
There's
a few
another
of them.
Gainey there. All right, Auntie. Way to go, Gainey.
Coach, a secret, a Sabre fans. I honestly, guys, I have a lot of Montreal Canadiens, and then I love the players. So I'm always stuck with the players about that one over there. The second question, guys, it's in the current NHL, what are you the most grateful for Christmas at that time right now? Are you the most grateful? It could be, a players right now to watching, or you grateful to have, this, whatever it is. What do you think you're really grateful?
Well, number one, I'll start with the obvious: the fact that even though here we have this variant, that we still do have hockey, and nothing got really canceled except for these postponement games. It's such a great sport that I love watching it constantly. Number two, I would probably go with the fact that this time of the year, the juniors. It's always an exciting time to watch the prospects that are going to be coming up, or even the ones that have been drafted and are playing on the juniors. That's something that's exciting. And probably number three, I would just say, like this year especially, we're seeing a lot of great young kids, like spread out through the league.
Amazing.
There's some really, really exciting players, and you can almost name at least one per team that are
So good.
really giving an upgrade, if you want to, for lack of a better word, to the whole league itself. And they're just exciting. They're bigger, stronger, they're better handlers of the puck. They seem more mature for the most part. But yeah, those are my three, I guess.
That's a great choice about that. Before we let you talk, Michael, great comment from Andy Coivula. And this is not because of me, it's because each one of you, you're part of these comments about that. And I just want to say thank you so much. Very kind of you, Andy, about your comment about what you just wrote to us. So we really appreciate
Thanks, Andy.
about that. So, Michael, maybe one, you don't have to go three, one or two, three, whatever you want to give.
In the NHL, I'm thankful to see, to live in the Draisaitl McDavid era and get to witness that, and obviously all the great young talent. I'm thankful for the two young stars in Detroit who are giving Detroit fans hope and showing that they're going to pan out really well. And I'll bundle in Stevie Yzerman with that. And I'm grateful for what should be an exciting World Junior Championship coming up, because I don't know if we're going to have a Memorial Cup, and we're definitely not going to have an Olympics.
You're absolutely right about that one over there. I think I will add one thing. I try to go differently what you had. At the race of Ovechkin. I think this be, I never thought in my life I'm going to see someone can beat the. I don't say it will happen, but the fact, like, remember, I'm not a big fan of the baseball, but what Mick McGuire and Sammy Sosa, they start to race for the 61 home run. You can see in August and September, everybody was watching the race. Like, you can go to a restaurant, the woman have no clue what she was talking, but she know McGuire because he was going to beat Hank Aaron, everything like that. And that time I was working with baseball in Alabama, and it was where Hank Aaron was born in Mobile. So it was like different, like on it. But my point to you is to see, have the chance to see Ovechkin. For me, it's really what I'm really excited about that. The second thing, a bit what ENORTAP said, Michael, is the inclusion of the young players show up at the NHL at 18, 19, 20, and they are amazing skill and they are very great talent. I'm talking about not the everybody, but you talk about McDavid, right? The Matthews area. I think that they are different like he was like 20, 15, 20, 30 years ago. I think that's where we're there. And then my third thing I would say, yes, the World Junior, but also the fact like they are changing a little bit the game of what it was before. The fight is over. Like, fight, but it's not like it was before. So the game is faster. The game is like really amazingly better at the ability to watching. The equipment better. Everything is, the evolution of the hockey is getting better today. And my last one also is the contract on TV. We are only with NBC. And it was like getting, I don't know, nowhere, I believe. The ESPN getting better. I know it's not perfect, I understand, but I think when you're going to see like the TND guys, it's only at 10 o'clock. I wish they have also the game at 7. People love the TND, the way they talk, the way they have fun behind it, everything like that. So that's really where I'm grateful about that one over there for that. So I know you have a lot of people. I forgot the chat, but that's what I am. The third question, Mike, and the fourth is almost similar, but they are opposite. Which team, Michael, or ENORTAP can fade in the second half season where they're doing well right now, but you expect them to go drop maybe out of the race or of the playoff at that moment or for the rest of the year?
I mean, Florida. I'm not sure what's going to happen in Florida. How much do you think, Pierre, the problem in Florida is Barkov and the D being out versus the coaching?
I'll be honest with you. I believe it's more the coaching.
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling. So I feel like they'll be struggling for a wild card, like they'll drop down. That's kind of my gut feeling because I don't think, Toronto seems to be okay. They'll probably go on a little bit of a cold streak, but not much. Tampa, Rangers, Washington, Carolina, all good, like I got to kind of say Florida.
I don't know. I don't think Florida.
Is Anaheim bubble going to burst ever?
Well, that's sort of where I'm headed. I don't know if the bubble will burst, but if there's a team, I guess it would have to be them that I'm thinking of right now. I don't know. I don't want to include Edmonton in that conversation because I think they're better than what they're showing recently. Anaheim, I guess if Gibson holds up, they'll be okay. The young kids have to keep developing. Zegras, Milano, those kind of guys. We've seen that Getzlav has sort of tailed off a little bit. Terry, will he continue this all year? I don't know. I'll go with Anaheim, but it's tough.
By the monkey said Calgary. That's something I was thinking. Steve said St. Louis. Other thing I was thinking. And I would take, maybe not a guess, but I think they do well. I understand that. I just don't feel how they. Anaheim is for me, it's like a easy, like, like they play over their head maybe right now, but it's fun to watch. I think for me it would be Nashville. And I just feel like Nashville have the goal. It's only the goaltender over there, honestly, with Roman Ozzy, Forsberg. So I don't know how they can carry on. Those three players can carry on the team all the way to the end. Still compete against Colorado, Minnesota, and St. Louis. And also we don't talk about Winnipeg. It's not easy to play against Dallas. So for me, if that one team ever roll, I think that would be Nashville. On the flip side, a team that is not now in the playoff, or they are barely at the wild card, you can talk about them if you want to, are going to make the playoff at the end of the year.
Bruce, there it is. Bruce, there it is. If anybody can do it, it's going to be Vancouver. But I think they'll come short, but they'll come close, I think.
It's a big question mark. Like, they would have to do something. But, Boston, if they pulled in a Tuukka Rask, then they could do it. But right now, I'm not sure about this. I mean, they're not going to do it with Swayman and Ullmark. That seems obvious. And they really miss Krejci. I got to pick Vancouver. If they're going to have a Hail Mary, I'm absolutely shocked at the New York Islanders situation.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't rule Trotz out. He's 4 games below 500. But, I mean, he's so far back. I just can't see them pulling that off. They just don't seem to have anything going right now. They've only scored 57 goals, guys.
Well, yeah. That scoring was always their problem as well. Like all their games they won in the playoffs last year and during the year, they were always close games. 2-1, 1-0, 3-2.
Yeah, fine balance, right? Like, I don't know if that's the right coach for Matthew Barzal.
At the end of the day, Detroit, Boston, right? At the wild card, so it's not like it's not easy. I think Philadelphia cannot catch up the Pittsburgh situation over there. If you go to the West on the Pacific, Vancouver, I think it could reach, but you have a lot of team in front of them, honestly, to reach them. I always said, but I think I have to go with the Winnipeg Jets. I know that division is hard. But again, I think with the lineup they have, the goaltender they have, and the performance of Corner and also and Dubois, and if Sheffley can become the Sheffley we know, and Paul Stastny is going to be a little bit better right now, and I believe Winnipeg could be the one right now out of the lineup, out of the playoff, can jump in and join other team at that one. It's not going to be easy, but I really believe that the
close.
team I'm looking for.
It's weird. Like, I think the reason Vancouver is because of Boudreau, right? Like, and you look at Winnipeg and you go, I like Dave Lowry, but do I believe Dave Lowry is going to be that guy to turn the Jets on for them? No pun intended. I mean,
I still believe I really like him a lot, so I think he can be that guy over there. Question number 5.
He's not like a high octane coach, though, Pierre. Like, look at Team Canada when he coached, and look at Victoria, and that's not his style,
Two teams are your favorite team to win the Stanley Cup. Two teams you believe they're going to win the Stanley Cup. It could be on the same conference. You don't have to be one East, one West. Two teams you feel like they are your two teams could win the Stanley Cup this year.
Oh, man.
Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina's definitely. And wow. You know what? I'm gonna throw Vegas in that conversation if Eichel works out. I think if Eichel works out, they have the depth at center. They have solid defense. Goaltending is very good. I think that could put them over the top. But a lot of things have to go right there.
It's so weird. I don't know why I keep thinking. I mean, Vegas would make a lot of sense. They got a great record, and they haven't had all their horses in. The goaltending makes me a little concerned. And if Eichel comes in, you would have expected. They lose Tuck. They haven't missed a beat with him out of gone to Buffalo. He never really played. They missed a lot of time with Stone, so you got to give them a lot of credit. This is Peter Angelo's team, and if he's on fire, they're gonna be really tough. Minnesota is really interesting, and St. Louis is weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like St.
Minnesota I
Louis
like
won a
as
cup a
well.
few years ago. They might be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, they were
I
last
hope
year, right? Minnesota really had a good
Yeah,
run in
they're
the
a pain in the
playoffs.
ass. Like,
I was going to give you
don't
one
get out
team, and
Tampa,
I don't
man.
honestly I don't want to give it that name, but I have to because nobody eliminated
Uh-oh.
them so far for the last 2 years.
Kelly.
I have to go with Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
Tampa's gonna win it, man.
So
They've
I
lost
go with
6 games all
with
year.
Tampa Bay again on that one over there. Now, if I go on the left side, on the west side, it's going to be between Colorado and Vegas, and I cannot figure out who again yet. I'm not worried about Leonard, and I'm worried about the Crumper and between the pipe. And you have to have a solid defense, a goaltender, if you want to go all the way to the final. Now, can both teams have a lot offensive, have a great defenseman, can carry on that both team all the way to the end? That's my. I'm not sure to answer to you. That would be the same thing. I think Minnesota is not good enough deep for compete over there. St. Louis is not good enough over there. And for me, that would be my 2 team, Colorado. So I go with 3. But honestly, Colorado, Vegas, Tampa Bay, that would be my 3 choice. And Tampa, yes, and Colorado to Vegas, I don't know.
So what's the situation in Tampa with Kucharev? He's only played 3 games. Is he gonna come back this year?
Yes, they are skating
for
right
the
now. Both of them
playoffs.
skate right now. Should have a point.
And
He'll come back for the
you know who's
playoffs.
had like 2 guys that have had phenomenal years that we didn't give any beers to? Nazem Kadri with 38 points in 24 games, and Steven
Yeah.
Stamkos with 35 points.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because they are coming.
Oh, okay.
It's because we're not there yet. That's the reason why, Michael.
Sorry. I thought we were wrapping it up. My apologies.
We have about a couple of minutes about that. We have about 7 players, Michael. We can go. Let's start in with Kadri right now. They need
What?
beers, right? So,
13 beers for Kadri.
how many beers do you give to Kadri?
13.
12 beer for him. ENORTAP.
11. I think he's really.
He's got to get 13.
I'll be honest with you. I have to
When
give him 12. Me too. I think
of
is
course.
the way he play right now. He play with amazing for right now, and to be at the top of the NHL. I know he's a UFA next season, but let's move on with Kadri.
I only gave him 11 because he's his own worst enemy. We'll see come playoff time.
Next player.
Chikrin?
Yep.
1. One beer.
I think we got to go a little bit higher. We got to consider it a team too, right? I'll give him 3.
It's easy. I'll go between both of you two because you said 1 and 3. But you compare his season, compare last season. You have 0. I think you have 1 point power play, Michael.
Right.
He that look good. Honestly, he's minus 29.
Oh my God.
But that's the
Now-
team too. I bet you the
is.
entire team is probably
So
negative.
2 beer for Mr. Jeff. The next one, guys, is Mr. Batman. Will be happy to hear about him.
This is
Anybody
Patterson.
know him?
Elias Patterson?
Yep.
Patterson, right? I don't know. It hasn't been a good year for him yet.
No.
I mean, he might turn
No.
it on. He's sort of. I'd go with right now. Probably. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say 7, but I think it's lower. But
I got to give him a 5 or something. He's got like 16 points in 30 games. -2. Signed the big contract.
Yeah.
69 shots. But I really believe that a lot of that was coaching. But there's something going on in that room with him. We heard it before the year and before he signed.
I agree with you, Michael. I think for me, I would might go a little bit lower. 1 more, 4. That's pretty much what I can do. He play on, He did not deliver what he's supposed to deliver. We have 3-5 in the chat, one. But
Yeah.
I agree with you, everybody, about that one. With that, the next one, guys, before we go.
Mr. Marner.
Mitch Marner.
I don't know. He started out horrible.
Yeah. I mean, he was, before he got sidelined there with the injury, he was sort of picking it up, but only not with goals. It was all assists, right?
How many goals he has?
Yeah.
I think he only
4?
has one or two. Two, I think.
Is that it, 2?
No.
No? 3?
No. 6.
Oh, he has
it is
6.
6.
Wow.
Okay.
How many goals he has on power play?
But I think out of those 6, I think 2 were empty netters.
How many goals he has on power play?
None.
0. But he has how
I
many
mean, he had
assists?
21 points in 24 games. I think he was like a 7 out of 12. You expect him to be more like 28 points in 24 games. So I don't think he's that far off.
I think right now he's stuck in his own head right now. And by that I mean what happened in the playoffs last year with Montreal. He has to break loose of that. Like he's got to be more free going. He has to be what his assets are, and that's being a creative, fast skater that can set up Matthews, and that's the key thing. He's got to return to that form. And
I give 5 like Andy. Andy is right. 5 is the right number for me.
No. He had 6 points his last 5 games. He hasn't played a game since December 5th or 1st.
Yeah.
He's been out for 2 weeks.
But the guy, the point, Michael, should play at least 1 point per game.
Yeah, he was 6 points his last 5 games.
But prior to that, how many points he has all year long?
Right, but
okay, I love what Danny said.
Again, look at his last 5 games. 2 points, 1 point, 1 point, 2 points, 2 points. That's what you expect. The beginning of the year, his first 10 games, did he score? I don't even. So I think it's definitely a tale. He picked it up, but the injury doesn't help. I'm trying to look at he didn't get a single point. He had 1 point in his first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games.
Yeah.
So you subtract out the 7, and he's had a pretty good year.
Tarasenko.
You got to give this guy a 10, man. He's killing it.
I'm gonna go a bit lower, only because he seems to. I know a lot of good scorers go through these streaks, but when he's hot, and when he's not, and he's kind of, even though he's shown more hot so far, he has had a couple of periods of time when he hasn't scored. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna go with 9.
I mean, I give the guy a 10 because right now he's, let's see, where is he in scoring? Is he top 10 in scoring right now?
Yes, 9 goals, 12 goals, 14 goals.
So, Buchnevich has 29 points. How many? Tarasenko has 29 points in 31 games.
I give him 10.
Yeah, I think he's had, and given the last 2 years of injuries that he battled through, the controversy where he could have, pouted and said, I'm going to leave. They made a great move in bringing Buchnevich. It's given a career to Ivan Barbashev. You got to give this guy a 10. Imagine if Seattle had picked up Ryan Johansson and Tarasenko, they might be a playoff team.
Yeah, better offensive.
They could have got you guys. Absolutely.
And they have Carey Price.
You got to give him a lot of credit. Well.
Next one. San Jose.
Timo.
Oh my God, this is so underrated.
I know. I think is he the leading scorer now on San Jose?
He
think
should
he is.
be. Yeah. What has he got?
I mean, it's
It's
either
Timo.
him or Hurdle.
Timo. Meyer.
Yeah, but
Timo Meyer's
no, I
got
know.
29 points in 25 games. And San Jose probably they're 14 and 14. No, they're 15 and 14. So I don't know. You got to give the guy a lot of credit. He's been a 9 all year. He's only 24 or 25. Is he 25 now? Is he 97 or 96?
28.
He's a 96 birth year, Pierre. He's only 25.
Really?
Yeah, he's young.
Yep.
He's young. I'd give him about. I'm debating 9 or 10.
How he can
but
be UFA and 25?
Because he's got one.
He came in the
2,
league.
3, 4, 5, 6 NHL seasons. So he probably signed his entry level. I have to look at the contract
At
situation.
18?
I think it
Must have, yeah.
maybe 19, maybe.
Yeah, because he's been so that makes sense. 19.
I give him 9.
Yeah, I would agree. 9.
Done
So
deal.
let's take a look at his contract. So he's got 2 years, Pierre, $6 million and $6 million. The guy that's a UFA is Thomas Hurdle.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So Thomas,
You're right. You're
Thomas
right.
Hurdle's the older player.
Yeah, I
So
apologize.
Tina's got 2 more years.
Hurdle, I
So, I
think,
mean,
is
that's-
28, right?
Yeah, he's 28.
Yeah.
Next.
Is that Barzal?
Who? Nope.
Matthew? No?
Is that-
Who was it?
That's the goalie, isn't it? Varlamov?
Yes.
Oh, Varlamov. I should have
Yeah,
got that.
goalie's got terrible haircuts.
I'd go.
Look at he cut his own hair.
How many win he has so far?
1? I don't
Not
know.
much. I think maybe 3.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
No,
right?
not even. Maybe he's.
What does he
2.
got?
What's his record? His save percentage, I think, is in the 800s.
I was right. He's got 1 win.
Yep.
1 win. And what's his
Jesus.
save percentage, Michael?
900.
Yep.
Oh, he's up to 900 now. Okay.
He's only played 8 games.
Yeah.
So I think,
2. I would give him 2.
yeah.
That's
He
pretty much
doesn't-
what I
he
can
doesn't
give
even
him
get a
also
shot
2.
on that.
I would think about 1, but it's Christmas. I'll give him 2. 1 for him, 1 is Sorokin.
Give him a shot of vodka and
Who's next one?
send him on his way. I don't know who that is. Who is this? What team is that even? Is that Boston or Pittsburgh? Is that Casey DeSmith? I don't know who that is. I'm lost. I don't know who it is.
I don't know. Who is
You
it?
talk about him all night, Michael.
Who is that? Is that Tristan Jarry?
Yes.
It is?
What is with the haircut and the mustache? Oh my god, that's so weird. That's a terrible picture of him. You gotta
11.
give him a 10. Yeah, he's up there. This guy, he might win the Vizna. It might be him and
He is a nomination, Michael. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
We got to get him a better haircut.
I gave him a 10.
I'll give him
Yeah,
the
this-
number of my barber.
That's
A good
crazy.
10 for him.
Tristan Jarry.
11.
Yeah, I gave him a 10, but I think he's
Yep.
played great.
He kept him in there. He's still doing it.
Man,
I'd go
that is
a
a
little
guy
bit
that
higher.
should not have a mustache. Oh yeah, it's funny because I'm looking at him without the mustache. Now I can see with the mustache if he like. He
Okay.
looks like a musketeer.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? He doesn't even look the same.
How about that one over there? That's complete. Honestly, the list of the player, the beer. We have no beer anymore, so we have to go for that one. We cannot refill anymore.
more.
About that one over there. Here we go. And I thought still have a couple over there. Michael, we want to thank you so much for your participation about that one there.
Topo Chico.
So hopefully, I know, but anybody in your family have COVID, or is only you? Only you?
How you feeling, Michael?
I feel fine.
How you feel? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, I had a sore throat. It's almost gone, I would say. I'm a little tired sometimes, but this is
I will
like
go to the Bottom Monkey. Don't go nowhere. We're going to finish with a French quiz, Bottom Monkey. So we have something special. Michael, before you go, because I keep in our tab for the French quiz, you don't know yet. But Michael, what I have a question for you is about: do you believe that December 27, we have 4 days from now? Do you believe they will going to, everybody start to play, or do you believe they will going to have postponed game? That's coming next Monday, whatever it is, so 27, I don't remember.
I think that it's going to be postponed.
I understand about that one over there, about that. Until then, Michael, we're going to wish you an amazing, great evening. Thanks for your participation for the last 2 days. I'm going to catch up you, Michael, for the next couple of days when the World Junior Championship will be. If you want to join me at some point to follow a couple of games like we did last year, you turn it up.
I'll do all the games if you want. Let's go. I'm totally down.
I tried to follow Canada, USA at some point, so that'd be awesome.
Russia is looking good, and there's Sweden's looking good. It's gonna be an interesting year. But yeah, Canada does look good.
Yeah. So, Merry Christmas, Michael. It's always a pleasure having you aboard. Michael. And thanks for everything you did for Hockey Nation Live Show. Happy holidays, my friend. I will look forward to you after Christmas.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one, buddy.
Take care.
Mr. ENORTAP, so what we're doing, my friend, you are going to compete with everybody. So how this works is this part. Off. So we're going to give you a question, and you have to answer directly, and the people in the chat have to give us an answer. So honestly, it's a normal. Now, this friend is you're live with me, and the people in that. So what I'm going to do for that one, I have to modify a little bit my graphic, because honestly, it was not what I was thinking. I thought we were going to finish earlier. So what I'm going to do, don't go nowhere. I'm going to create you. I'm going to create you here, and I'm going to bring you here. Here we go. See how this works. The technology, monsieur, with the coach is unbelievable, and I will do my best to. I can customize you. Hold on. I know better at that one over there. Put you custom, and I'm going to go this way over there. I'm going to put you over me here, and I'm going to move you the super chat over there. Put you right there. This super chats go over there between us. And how's it with you guys? I want a quiz again in our tap. Luc Lafortune said, hey, people are excited about that one over there. So, Mr. In our tap, let's start with the first question of the night. And I'm going to take all the notes for the people who got it. There are two players scored 500 goals and did not reach 1,000 points. Who is one of them?
One of them. Okay.
One of them. So is it Peter Bondra, Lenny McDonald, is it Kate Kachuk, Maurice Richard, or Pat Verbeek? So everybody in the chat, you play again the Hall of Famer, the legend of the quiz, of the Frenchy quiz, and he go. So everybody can answer me. If to give you the right answer, you guys have to name you. I have to mention your name, so I have your vote. Mr. ENORTAP?
There's three that I'm kind of debating here. I know Lanny scored his 500th goal.
They're all, yeah. So they all score 500. It's just if they reach the 1,000 point or not.
They didn't reach 1,000. I don't think Lanny McDonald reached 1,000.
So you go with B.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll tell you my other pick after.
So I have an answer for you. Here we go. So the answer, guys, is it's
C.
Christmas time. So I have to be
C.
generous for the first question. That's the only one, but I have to be generous. You have two players you can get on that one. It was A and D. Peter Bandera and also Maurice Richard.
Yeah.
One at 962 points and one at 800 about that one over there. McDonald barely make it at 1,006 points. Mr. ENORTAP, so you're very, very close about that. Danny is back for the quiz.
Yeah. My other
So
choice
I have
was-
right now,
was
guys, and who got it? Batman, Luc Lafortune, Steve G. I almost call him Steve Garvey, and 951. You have all the right answer at that moment. So congratulations, both of you, four of you, about that one over there. And then our top is 0-1 versus everybody else. So I will go to see the question number 2. I'm not going to put music, everything like that. Keep up a little bit better. Question number 2. Most overtime goal in one season, a less to play game. So one of them have the most goal in one season, but they did it in the less game. So maybe they have the same number of the goal, maybe 2 or 3 of them, or maybe 0, or maybe only 1. But you could have 2 players, but maybe some of them did it quicker, faster. Which one did it at less game, the most goal in overtime? And let's start with now for everybody else. Maybe I can play the drum. Asfem said C. Luc Lafortune said Marchand. Adam Berger said Kelchenak. Joseph Laham said Brad Richard. We have Nicolas said C. Ovechkin. Steve G said E. Brad Richard. Batman said Ovechkin. Anybody else? Danny said C. Luke said B. Andy Koivula said D. Anybody else? Mr. ENORTAP, when you ready?
I'm going to go off the board, Coach. I'm going to go A.
A. Jonathan Tays. All right, I got it. Jose Duarte said B. My two computers have to work that one. So for some reason, when I go there, my other computer don't get it. 951 said A. Luc Lafortune could be E. All right. That's one. Last call, guys. Don't forget to click on the likes. Allow everybody participate. That's good. But first of all, we have to give credit for ENORTAP because he did not get it. We have 2 good answers, Adam Berger and Andy Koivula, and the rest of people did not get it the second time at the first one. That we have it right there. Alex Kalchunak did it in 61 game. Jonathan Tays and Brandon Marchand have 64, 66, and 69. So that was the little one over there. So congratulations, the one get it. And let's move on to question number 3. We have 6 people right now lead by 1 goal at 1. So ENORTAP can come back at any time at that moment. Question number 3. Most point and overtime in one season. Most point and overtime in one season. So honestly, you could have 2 goals, 6 assists, or 7 goals, 3 assists, and the most point in one season by anybody. Crosby, Voracek, Stamkos, Marchand, Kucharev. We're going to go right now at that moment.
That's a good one.
I'm too fast right now. Nicolas said D. Marchand. Luc said E. Batman said Batman said Stamkos. Asfren said D. Marchand. Danny said D. Marchand. Steve G said A. Luc said E. Let's move on. Let's go, boys. Joseph said B. Voracek. Jose said C. Stankos. Luc Lafortune said C. Mr. ENORTAP?
I'm going to go with B.
E.
Voracek. B.
B. Voracek.
Voracek, yeah.
Okay, and Adam said E with Kucharev. But you are right. B. Voracek, 8 points. You start the game, but Mr. Andy Kuivula take the lead at 2. And then Joseph Laham and ENORTAP join everybody else. So congratulations for what we're not done yet, but the game is tied. Only Andy take the lead at 2. 7 other players are at 1 at that moment. Next question. This
Andy's
is
going to make me sweat tonight.
question number 4. Which goaltender has the most 40 plus win and season consecutive in NHL on this list? And that's where they have the most by in history. But on this list right now, which goaltender have the most consecutive season with 40 WA plus? Is it Oldby? Is it Patrick Roy? Chris Osgood, the Grant Fuhrer, and Billy Smith for the Islanders? Here we go. Danny said D. Batman said Roy, B. Asfan said E. Steve said C. Nicolas said A. Luc said D. Adam said C. Luc Lafortune said D. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Adam said C. Andy said C. Joseph said C. Adam Talbot. Jose said B. Mr. ENORTAP, when you're ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I'm going back in time here. I'm thinking it's between Osgood or
951 says C. 951 is back in the house right now.
I'm going to go with Osgood.
Osgood C. Batman says C anyway about that. And 951 back with C. You should say Talbot, Mr. 951. And Fuel was, there you go. So for ENORTAP,
it is D, isn't it? It's
the
D.
answer, guy, we have only one, and he was not on the score sheet so far. And we have to give credit to Nicolas de Gourby Bono. He got that one, guys. Congratulations, Nicolas. Wow.
Awesome.
Now, we have to take a moment here, guys, because we have 9 people on the board. Only one have 2, Andy Kuivula. If he misses it, other people can tie for the game, guys, tonight. So, will be interesting if Andy have everything on his hand. If he don't win, that's his fault. If not, some of you can win tonight. And it's not going to be an easy question. Hey, we go. Danny, I'm not good. You're exactly like the Toronto Maple Leaf, Danny, at that moment. That guy is the one. Just kidding. All right, that was too easy one. How many players has 50 goal a plus and a short-ended and a career? How many players in NHL has 50 goal a plus and short-ended and a career? You have 7 strength players, 9 strength players, 12 strength players, 3 strength players, or 6 strength players in NHL. We go.
So are we asking how many short-handed goals, Coach? Who has the most?
Honestly, ENORTAP, Nicolas is honest. He said, I just picked A. That's it. I did not know.
No,
So
I'm
how
not
many
sure I
players? So I
understand the
need an answer. Joseph said B with 9. That's the first answer of the last question about that. We have Nicolas said C with 12. I will keep continuous with everybody else. We have only
Coach,
2
I'm not
people
sure I
right now, so
understand the
people
question.
looking. Gretzky with 1. All right, we don't have 1 so far, so maybe it's one of them, maybe. We have Asfan said E. Steve G said B with 9. Asfan said E is 6. It's low Batman. Danny said C with 12. We have Luke with E with 3. We have Andy D with 3. Luke said 6. I'm sorry. We have a 951 at D. Jose said E. We're going to wait. Batman said D. Mr. Enotap.
I gotta ask you the question again. We're asking how many have 50 or more goals?
Yes.
So what's the shorthanded mean?
So they have 50 plus goal and shortened. So this maybe scored 356 goal and they have 50 of them a plus have unshortened. And it could be more on power play, but this is for on shortened.
Okay, it's either 6 or 7. I'm gonna go with 6. E.
E with ENORTAP. All right. We're going to wait for one more time. Everybody else, I think I pick up everybody. Adam said A. And Batman said D about that one over there. The answer of the ENORTAP. And guys, we have a winner tonight. Only one, because he did it with 3 great answers tonight. D.
Right.
Andy Kuivula.
Way to go, Auntie. Congratulations.
And second place, Batman at 2 and 951 come back at 2. The rest of you, like Luke, Steve, Adam, Joseph, ENORTAP, and Nicola are all at 1. I have to give credit to Batman because he said Gretzky was one of them. We have also, who knows number 11 and number 19? Anybody knows who's number 11, number 19? ENORTAP, you can mention, no matter. Number 11, number 19. Which one you believe? And congratulations, Andy Koivula. Nine for one says silver, a silver medal. Aceman dude said I missed the quiz. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. Asfan said Gallagher. No.
Iserman.
I'm sorry?
Iserman?
Iserman 19. And we have the answer. Number 3. Mr. 951 got Mike Messier. Danny got Mike Messier. Look like Fortune Lambert. Broken. Koivula. ENORTAP does better off the camera. He cannot use Google. Here we go. I knew it was coming, that one over there.
Oh, Adam.
And he said broken. No, he said Broden, Aaron Broden. But a great play for everybody, guys, about that one over there. So, look, this was fun and I thought to see that way. So, not because you use Google, but the fact, like, it's not the same thing. No, but my point to you is when we are live like this, you know what I mean? Like, you feel like the pressure is still there, whatever you play like that, right? That's good to see that. I think sometimes we should bring 2-3 people like that in ENORTAP and give the answer live, and the people in the chat can continue like exactly we did tonight. I think that'd be interesting to see that the next time about that. Jose said Steve Eisenman and Messier. Kim Dye said I arrive late. And Robert Owen said, hey, from Seattle. Robert, thank you so much to join us tonight.
Hit the likes. Hit the likes.
Coach, where is your Santa beer and hat? Obviously, I don't have my hat, lumberjack, and you guys, you said you cannot reuse this one, so I scrapped my hat anymore. And the beer, it's not like maybe it's coming one soon. It's going to be a real one about that. Thank you so much, Robert, to join us tonight, guys. And don't forget, guys, to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. Who were number 24 for the Montreal ENORTAP?
Don Ori.
What?
Don Ori.
Yeah, Don Ori. Which one after that?
Oh, I don't know who after Don Ori. I give up. Who?
The last one. The last one, wear it.
The last one to wear 24.
Danny, wow, Danny's that was like Montreal, but he said Odelin, that's one of them. Great job, buddy. 9 for 1 said Bob Guinea. Oh, as fan got it, Philip Dano.
Dano, yes.
He missed one.
See?
CG said Brooks. That's a good one also.
I don't think he had 24.
Yes.
He did?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He missed one.
Uh, 24.
Anybody in the chat before you go?
No.
Nobody? Oh,
No,
nobody
there's
answer.
behind there. There's nobody 24.
Here we go. Look that person get it. Chris Chelios.
Chelios, that's right.
Yeah. Chris Chelios get it about that. You have a couple of good names. It was mentioned about this, but the most recently players you can get on that one over there. Don't guys to forget to click on the like. That'd be awesome. This in our tab, it was another great show for everybody to join us tonight. Michael again joined. It was great to have Michael and you together. And then to last again at 5 o'clock was a great show also with the 12 events, everything like that. So the last 2 days in our tap, we did very well.
A lot of fun.
Jack Hand, Michael last night. We have a lot of great questions for the people. And that will be a tradition for the Hockey Nation Live show. And if we are alive and we are back doing this next year, the turkey night, Thanksgiving, trophies, and then the 12 events. And then we're going to go the night for the beers with the Christmas time, everything like that. So I think I'll be great about that. Some people ask, when is your next show, everything like that. I'll be live December 29, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m. We're going to talk about live. We talk about something like that. It's not only about hockey, but we'll be back tomorrow night, myself, at 9 o'clock p.m. for people who are not celebration. They are alone. I think that's my due to give back to you guys. So if you are part of this, whatever we are, 3 people, 4 people, it's not matter. And how long we'll be there, I don't know. But I will show up tomorrow night, guys, at 9 o'clock p.m. For the Hockey Nation Live show. And then we're going to continue like this every day, 1 show per day until the 26th. We have 2 live streams, the 26th guy with the World Junior Championship. Tomorrow we do Finland. The 25th we do Canada. And the 26th morning, my prediction of the medals about that one there. So that's where I have a couple of things about this. We are almost at the end. Yes, you're on tomorrow, Bud is gone. Demain live, it's ce soir. Yes, Nicolas, à 9h demain soir. 9h demain soir. Poutine Lizard, the Poutine is the house. Have a good night, Danny. Danny, come back. Like we do at the end of every time in our tap, and now you cannot mention because of me. You have to mention something else. What is your last? I will say to you guys, not only the next 24 hours, we turn that, but maybe what do you think about the 2021, and also what you're looking for the maybe this coming the 27 or the 2022.
I just wish one thing and one thing only to everybody and yourself, Coach, and that's great health. And please, everybody, have a great Merry Christmas. And we'll see you later on in a few days. It's been a pleasure, Coach.
It was a great honor in our tap. When I started this, I did not know what was the direction of this. I don't know I know my purpose, but I did not know how this is going to turn around every time that. What I can do, whatever tomorrow, there will be my last one. Example, tonight or tomorrow, I don't know when it will be my last one. I don't know when it will be. Ever what happened, I will say to you, the friendship we build, the relationship we continue to do all together, and with the family we build us, it's priceless. I don't make rich with it. I don't make money a lot with that part again. I would love to have enough money to be my full-time job. We're not far to be there, but it's priceless to know you, priceless to know Nicolas, to know Putin, to know 951, whatever the connection we don't have every day, we have it by the fact it's by the YouTube channel, the Hockey National Show. And I cannot forget Michael DeVillano for his work ethic, and also the way he did it all the time with me in the morning. So until then, my son, I just want to wish you in our tap, if you're not there tomorrow night, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. So out of my heart, I just want to say thank you. Any other words to say to you? Thank you. And for everybody in the chat, I just want to remind you one more thing.
Thank you, Coach.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Until then, my friends, be well and be healthy. Have an amazing, great night, everybody.
We love you all.
Thank you, and on top, everybody else too. Thank you, Nicolas. Bonne nuit, mon homme. Joyeux Noël, mon ami. Have a great night. Putin, as fan. Merry Christmas. Batman. Amazing, buddy. Adam, thank you so much for everything. You're part of the family. I apologize, I did not mention your name earlier. Yamo, we miss Yamo. We miss Johnny Golden. We miss Canadian Giant. We miss Gators. We miss Michael Rosenblatt. We miss many of them. Sly, one of those people at the beginning of the show. At the beginning was all there for us. Johnny Golden and 951. Danny, Merry Christmas. Luc Lafortune. Kelly. Diane. Kimberly. Ellen. Joseph Laham. Eastman Dude. Jose Duarte. Andy Cuivula. Roger Delaney. Roger Bouchard. Reggie. Steve G. Denis Richet. Richard Mullen, prayer is for you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays,